India's biggest airline has been thrown off schedule, not by bad weather, but by its own planning. What we've seen over the last few days is something India's aviation sector hasn't witnessed in years. Indigo, the airline known for its punctuality and operational discipline, has run into severe nationwide disruptions. Hundreds of flights have been cancelled, thousands of passengers stranded, and airports from Delhi to Bengaluru to Hyderabad have turned chaotic. So what exactly went wrong, and how did problems this big hit an airline this large? Let's break it down. Over the last 4 days, Indigo has cancelled at least 1,000 flights. Today, all domestic flights from the Delhi airport have been cancelled till midnight. Meanwhile, Mumbai saw over 118 cancellations, Bengaluru more than 100, Hyderabad nearly 90, Kolkata over 30 and Goa more than 10. Delays were even worse. At some airports, passengers waited for 5 to 7 hours only to end up with cancelled flights. In Hyderabad, people protested inside the terminal. In Bengaluru, passengers said the terminal felt like a railway platform. At Delhi's Terminal 1, people were seen searching for their baggage after abrupt cancellations. And passenger support, according to many travelers, almost non-existent. In fact, Indigo's own on-ground staff has been on the receiving end of passengers' frustration. Videos show frontline workers being yelled at or surrounded by angry crowds, even though they're just as clueless about the constantly changing schedules. Despite operating around 2,300 flights a day under normal conditions, Indigo's on-time performance fell under 19.7% on one of these days, which is its lowest ever. And remember, Indigo holds nearly 65% of India's domestic aviation market, which means most passengers don't even have the option to switch airlines easily. When Indigo collapses, almost the entire system feels the shockwave. That's partly why the shortage of flights has eased the massive fare spikes across airlines. For example, a one-way Delhi to Mumbai ticket on Air India, normally around 7 to 10,000 rupees, shot up to around 38,000 rupees today. And now, Indigo has also announced that it will waive full refunds for passengers affected by cancellations and reschedules from December 5 to 15. But the big question is, why did this happen? The first reason: new FDTL rules. A major trigger is the second phase of India's flight duty time limitation rules rolled out to reduce pilot fatigue. The updates increase weekly rest from 36 to 48 hours, extend nighttime duty definitions, cap nighttime landings, and restrict consecutive night duties to just 2 per week. Airlines had nearly 2 years to prepare. Phase 1 began in July, Phase 2 kicked in on November 1st. Yet Indigo admitted to the aviation regulator that it miscalculated how many crew members it would need under these rules. The schedules it planned simply didn't match the number of pilots available. And adding to the controversy, ALPA, a major pilots union, has now accused the DGCA of giving Indigo selective exemptions from these very FDTL safety rules. Exemptions, they say, dilute fatigue protections and put passengers at risk. And winter fog and weather delays across North India only worsen the ripple effect. The second reason: poor manpower planning. Pilot associations say this crisis didn't need to escalate this far. They claim Indigo expanded its winter schedule aggressively, adding thousands of weekly departures without increasing hiring proportionately. Instead, the airline reportedly tried to run a larger network with the same number of pilots. In late October and November, Indigo even offered to buy back pilots' leave at a higher pay, but many didn't take it. Several insiders say morale has been low and staff weren't willing to stretch further. Meanwhile, other airlines adjusted their schedules months in advance to comply with FDTL norms. But Indigo did not, and the system finally cracked. The third reason: perhaps a silent work rebellion. According to multiple reports, another unexpected blow came from staff simply not showing up. A number of cabin crew members reportedly skipped duty to attend recruitment drives by a major international airline in Mumbai, Bengaluru, and Delhi. This created the sudden roster gaps. There were also reports of flash strike among ground staff in Mumbai, although the airline hasn't confirmed this officially. Pilot bodies have gone as far as calling this a manufactured crisis, alleging that airlines sometimes use large-scale disruptions to push back against strict regulations. Whether or not that is true, the sheer scale this time suggests the internal problems were already deep. And bomb threats and tech issues only added to the chaos. Amid all of this, 2 Indigo flights, one from Medina and another from Sharjah, had to be diverted after bomb threat emails. Emergency checks and baggage screenings added more delays. Indigo has also acknowledged minor tech glitches and airport congestion playing a role in the cascading disruptions. So what are authorities doing about this? On Friday, Civil Aviation Minister K. Ram Mohan Naidu chaired a high-level review meeting with Indigo management, DGCA officials, the Civil Aviation Aviation Secretary and the Airports Authority of India. Naidu expressed clear displeasure over how Indigo handled the situation, pointing out that the airline had ample preparation time before the new FDTL rules. DGCA, the aviation regulator, launched airport-level inspections and found Indigo severely understaffed at passenger handling counters during the crisis. The airline has been ordered to deploy more manpower immediately. And now, in a major move to control the spiraling crisis, the DGCA has eased some pilot duty rules with immediate effect. The regulator has withdrawn the clause that said no leave shall be submitted for weekly reset after airlines argued they needed flexibility to maintain continuity and stability of operations during this disruption. This partial relief means airlines, including Indigo, can now use leave in combination with weekly rest to manage crew availability more effectively. Meanwhile, the disruption caused by Indigo cancelling nearly 1,000 flights in a short period reverberated in Parliament, with opposition parties accusing the airline of monopolistic practices and the government of regulatory laxity. But what does this mean for passengers? More cancellations are likely in the coming days as Indigo rearranges its network. Flyers can expect long waits and last-minute schedule changes until the airline gets its planning under control. This is Aditi Suryavanshi for the Free Press Journal. Subscribe to our YouTube channel for more such informative videos.